Viewers, good morning. My name is Richard M. Suleiman. This morning, I want us to discuss something very important and interesting, and something that is actually making education look highly meaningless in the 21st century. Currently, it is being published that Ghana is facing maize shortage. And it's obvious that this is a deliberate doing of certain people who feel are prominent in our country, educated, and being put in a high place to handle the agricultural affairs of the Republic of Ghana. In fact, there is one thing all leaders, people in high places, diplomats, technocrats, and civil servants are supposed to know. The people who put you in the place that you are presiding over, which is the service you are to give to them, perhaps may be very intelligent, but you have the opportunity to be there to serve them. And you have to do it on a humanitarian grounds. We must stop the attitude of trying to live on each other's misery, but we should live on each other's happiness. This is what humans do. And what are you doing? The animal's way or the human's way? Now, look at this scenario. And how come we are shorting maize in Ghana? Once upon a time, when we lack machines to farm, we lack equipment to farm, we lack chemicals, fertilizers, and the rest to farm. Food was sufficient, much, much more healthier, beneficial to humanity, and was in abundance to the state of exportation. Today we have high class of technocrats, education putting up more subjects, curriculums, and sandwich programs to improve upon the educational level in the service of humanity. Supposedly, this is what it's supposed to mean. Instead, we have rather shut in, we have rather slowed down, and we have rather gotten high rank of shortage to extend that food and maize shortage crisis will hit the country. Ask yourself, is my educational useful? Is my education useful? Why am I educated? Why am I in the place that I am? And why am I serving? And where am I serving? And who am I serving? And what am I serving? That you sit in the Ministry of Agric, all of you, and we shot maize in Ghana. Even in the United States, Germany, and other places that doesn't have the natural resources which we have. Eat enough and send it down to Ghana. Are you not surprised and shocking and disappointed in your own souls that this country will live our life by 40-footer and 20-footer? That is container importation. Everything. So whoever imports the container determines what we wear, what we eat, how we live, and who we live with. In fact, the leaders of this generation are highly disappointed, incompetent, and shameful. My incompetence is not about the political ones which you flare around with your mocking yourself in your failure, both sides, NDC, MPP, etc. I'm talking of the real disappointment in people that is expressing the highest disappointment and exposing your incompetence from the Kwame Nkrumah time till now. People that has come into government and government and government. In fact, you are a shame, you are a disgrace, and you are useless to humanity. You can take it any way you want it. But shorting food or shorting maize in the country, maize that's the commonest food for Ghana, shorting it is a national security crisis. It's an indication that this country is at war. I don't know what you sit there to do. We were here. You said we should go GMO. For who to make the money, we don't know. For how much percentage you are taking, we don't know. And for what will be the consequences, we don't know. But for now, we are seeing the consequences. You go to the lab, create a seed that germinates after planting, that will create food that doesn't have what it takes to replant the seed that the seed you planted created. Fellow countrymen, I hope you are listening. They brought to us a seed made from the science lab that when you plant, it will germinate, bear food. But the food that it bear, the seeds that come out of the seed that you planted, cannot be replanted. If you plant it, it won't grow. You brought for us chemicals to spray on the seed that you brought to sell to us, which can germinate only once, and its seeds cannot be germinated. You brought that to us, gave us the chemicals to spray it. When you spray those seeds, you get proper yield, fine yield of maize and corn, but you cannot replant it. Now, we conducted our own independent survey and investigation into this matter, not on the scientific grounds, not on the religious grounds, not on the business grounds, not on the occultism grounds, but on the common sense created in humanity, born out of wisdom. When you plant the organic seed, our own Ghanaian corn seed, you can replant it till the end of the world. Someone sits in his stupid corner and said, no, don't plant the seed that you can plant till the end of the world. Plant the one that I will give to you, and then you plant it just once, and you need to dip into your pocket and go and buy seed again each time you want to grow corn in the country. Now, when you finish, I have created for you chemicals that you have to spray on the corn that I am creating for you that you have to go and buy. And then you will get plenty food to eat. Some few diplomats went to sit in meetings and workshops and came here in suit and tie, spent our resources, our money in our offices, pushed this agenda so that we'll patronize in this product. Our stupid, ignorant farmers believed in their sons that they have sent to school because they thought going to school is to better our lives, and then did away with the organic seeds and then went for the seeds that require the spraying of chemicals that only germinate once and cannot germinate again. So when we planted the scientific seed and then we planted the organic seed, what we realized was when you spray the chemical that you spray on the scientific seed, on the organic seed or the organic corn plant, it kills it instantly, or it renders it useless that you will not get proper yield and it will germinate sick corn or seeds. But when you spray the same chemical on the scientific seed, it gives it better yield. So you have to pay for the medicine that will give the scientific seed, the yield, and buy the corn that is the scientific seed to plant. So imagine the acres which you are planting, how much you would need the seeds. And if your money is not up to a certain acres, so you limit the buying of the seed and the chemicals to spray it, which is shrinking the production of corn and maize in the country. Stupid. Are you listening? No, not you, not my listeners. I'm talking to the elite, the educated. Now, when you plant the natural organic corn seed, all you need is a drop of a goat, sheep, cow, rotten food, and weeds, dry weeds that is weeded on the floor or on the ground or on the farm, that melts back to become the manure that will make the organic seed grow. Which, when you take some of that organic seed, you can replant and replant and replant and replant. Here, our sons, which we spend money to take them to school to learn common sense, to learn knowledge, to better lives, said, no, stop using the organic seed. Take the chemicals, put it on a scientific seed. Take money and go and buy it, and buy the chemicals and spray it on it, which is detriment to our health and non-financial beneficial to the corn and risk of corn or food shortage in the country. These people created an office, these fraudsters, idiots created an office, taking our monies at the end of the month, saying that they are forming a PRO, managing director, CEO, country directors to fool our fathers in the farming sector. So today, we can see in our newspapers that we have short corn in Ghana. I am so disappointed. But I don't blame them. They were born naturally stupid and idiots. Now, what about the people who we voted for and employed to preside over the supervision or the works of all these idiots that do not do anything for humanity? What are they doing? Nobody knows. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, the shortage of corn in this country is an indication of our country in a state of war. And all wise people, undercover investigators, journalists, pastors, good people in every sector or institution, you get the bad ones. But I'm talking of the good ones. Let us come together and push these idiots out and run our country. You will say politics is scary. I don't want to have bad name. They will blackmail you. That is the nature of politics. But when good people refuse to join the political race, you allow fools, foreigners, and idiots to mind the whole affairs of our dear country, which puts all of us in a risk and in danger. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let us move these fools out and build our country.